Okay. I'm reviewing the Grinch movie. Happy now? Okay, so bottom line, this film did not knock the original story off its lofty perch. It did, however, come darn close. Visually, everyone and everything looks faithful to the original, while feeling more organic and looking in some parts like organic models, like certain locales. Ooh, earthquake! And definitely the snow effects were top notch in places. The story itself moves along at a crisp pace and keeps it focused. I liked how focused it was. The stuff that filled out the original story didn't feel like filler. It felt essential, especially the Grinch's backstory. Now, Benedict Cumberbatch could have played this character a million different ways. He chose an uptight nerd who, thanks to past problems, grew into a walking paradox. Someone who doesn't like being around other people, but at the same time craves contact. And that pain from the paradox festered in him to become somewhat caustic and sinister and, well, very Grinchy. As someone of a similar mind and personality, not identical, mind you, just similar, I really found this version of the Grinch relatable, far more than Jim Carrey even. As for the rest of the cast, Max took a more active role, which I liked. The Caribou was kind of minion funny, but also endearing. The Who's, especially a surprise cameo by Angela Lansbury, wow, I can't believe she's still kicking, were decent, especially Cindy Lou, who is sort of half Webby from the new DuckTales series, half saint, almost. I would describe her as kind of a saint in this, far more than any child should be at that stage of development. But honestly, I was just glad she wasn't boring or dislikable. Now let's see, what else? Oh, Cindy Lou's family, who definitely contribute, but I don't want to spoil it, so I'll just say they were surprisingly relevant. Now, this time around, all the Who's weren't as crass as the ones in the Jim Carrey version, but they did seem a little more preoccupied than they should have been. Honestly, the bulk of the Who's were window dressing, but decent window dressing, you know? The music was updated to somewhat popish levels. You know, pop music. But the spirit of most of the songs remained, except for Welcome Christmas, which they did not alter because no one would be that crazy. Overall, I would say it might not be fully necessary to have this film in existence, but it certainly wasn't a bad film. It wasn't quite as good as the original, because nothing will be, but it was certainly better than the live-action version. And it really hit home for me in some places. Got an emotional response, which is kind of rare for me, actually. And it was just an overall enjoyable hour and a half. I just wish I'd gotten more sleep beforehand because I was fighting to stay awake. Not because of the film. I'm getting off topic. Never mind. Bottom line, it was a decent film. Kids should see it. Adults should see it. I'm glad it exists. This is Mr. J signing out and reminding you Christmas is still at least half a month away. Well, actually a full month away because we're halfway through this month and Christmas is halfway through the next month. So please celebrate accordingly. Hashtag keep Christmas in December.